I want to give you a quick preview of what you can expect. Our next presentation, we're going to look at the theology of preaching. I've entitled it The Power of the Tower. We're going to examine the biblical theology of preaching. We're going to discover what the purpose of preaching is, the power of preaching, and we're also going to learn what transforms us to be preachers, not of profession, but preachers of possession. There's a huge difference between the two. And then our third presentation, we're going to look at the purpose of preaching. I've entitled it The Foolishness of Preaching and the Wisdom of God. We're going to highlight 4 major challenges that the preacher faces when getting up to preach. Human ignorance, human sinfulness, human comprehension, and human attention. We're going to learn how to overcome these challenges, and we will see how the wisdom of God chose the foolishness of preaching to demonstrate His power through us. And then in our fourth presentation, I really like this one. It's entitled The Makeup of the Messenger, the qualifications to preach. 7 qualities of the proficient preacher. And then part number 5, entitled The Matter of the Message. We're going to look at 8 features that every sermon must have in order to be compelling and complete. 8 features, all starting with the letter F. Foundation, focus, framework, function, flow, friction, filling, and a finish. It's a very thorough presentation, the subject matter of the message. And then in our 6th presentation, we're going to dissect the greatest sermon ever preached by the greatest preacher of all, Jesus Christ Himself, the message of the Master. We're going to take a look at the Sermon on the Mount, not only examining what Jesus said in that sermon, but why He said it in the order, sequence, and structure in which He said it. We're going to look at Jesus' directives, but also His purpose or the reason why He said it in that way. And we're going to learn the principles that will empower us to preach just like Jesus preached. How many want to preach like Jesus? And so don't you miss that 6th presentation. And then the 7th presentation, we're going to take a look at the approach, the sermon of the serpent, and the wisdom of a tactful approach. We're going to go to the Garden of Eden to learn what it means when Jesus said we need to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. That's going to be a very interesting presentation. And then part 8 is going to be one of the most practical ones of them all, the managing of the material. We're going to take a look at 13 steps on how to prepare a sermon. You see, friends, preaching is basically the path that the truth travels from the mind of God to the heart of men. And what happens along this path is very important for us to understand. So we're going to walk through that process together, the conceiving, the developing, the birthing, and the delivering of a sermon in 13 simple steps. How to organize the content for a sermon that's powerful, logical, understandable, memorable, and impactful upon those who hear it. Don't miss presentation number 8. And then number 9, one of my favorite ones, the mechanisms of the method. We're going to take a look at the delivery of preaching, the practical tools of creative writing and language and speech. We're going to deal with timing, emphasis, intonation, enthusiasm, enunciation, and much more effective tools. Also, we're going to look at tools of visual communication. And then part number 10, the motivation of the masses. We're going to explore the science of conviction and the art of the appeal. We're going to cover 14 potent principles that a powerful appeal will have in order to be eternally effective. And I invite all of you, don't miss that one, very important. And then number 11, reflection, the memories of the miracles and the privilege of preaching. We're going to take a trip down memory lane, and I'm going to share with you some inspiring stories of what the experiences that God has given to us, and some of the lessons I've learned from them. And then part 12, demonstration, a message entitled Great in the Sight of the Lord, to illustrate and demonstrate everything that we will cover in this workshop as we take a look at the life of the first forerunner of Christ, John the Baptist, and how his life is a shadowy type of the final forerunners of Jesus sent to prepare the world for his second coming. That's you and me, and how we can be great in the sight of the Lord. And so we have lots to look forward to together in these next few days. Are you excited? Amen.